All right, so I never thought I'd say this, but I think I'd rather watch The Acolyte. No, I'm not crazy. No, I didn't hit my head. No, I'm not under the influence. Stick around. I'm going to do my best to get through this as quick as possible because this is the make or break episode for Agatha All Along, episode 3. And I got to be honest, there's not a whole lot here that's even really worth breaking down. Like you might have seen in the thumbnail, I kind of miss Osha and May because at least on that craptastic show, there was stuff to pick apart and kind of, dunk on a little bit for some laughs and for some memes. Maybe you're watching it with a friend. There was something to be done there, some value to be derived. But I honestly don't get the appeal of this show. I think that a lot of the positive reviews on Rotten Tomatoes are likely bot farmed out, sponsored by Disney and the MCU to get some kind of traction going for this show, given that their most recent offerings have all been kind of crap. So I got a couple of slides here that I'm just gonna run through to help get the synopsis out of the way and then some thoughts at the end, and then I'm out. I think I'm probably gonna drop the show. I don't see this going anywhere good. We pick up right at the end of episode 2. Agatha has her little collection of witches and non-witches. They're on the witches' road, heading towards some magic MacGuffin that's going to get them their power back there. Yeah, fantastic. Great. We're barefoot and walking on the road. Fantastic. Right. Of course, we get the obligatory scenes of everybody arguing about what just went down. Everybody's freaking out about the Salem 7 following them. And I'm like, hey, don't worry. That super flimsy bulkhead door is blocking them out from the direction you went, and you got nothing to worry about. You guys will be fine. Don't complain. Just ride it out. Just go with the chick that basically helped keep an entire town on lockdown and would likely do the same to you if she got the same opportunity. But that's cool. Don't worry about it. No, don't worry, Jen. You'll be fine. Next one up here, of course, because Red's not around. Kitty Foreman here decides to wander off the road, falls in some mud, almost gets pulled in. And then we all get second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th degree cringe as a result of some of the worst dialogue I've ever heard written. I've watched a lot of crap TV to review stuff on this channel. We're going back to Resident Evil on Netflix. Been doing this for a few years now, and I got to tell you, the dialogue on this show so far is worse than anything that I think I've heard in any other Disney, Marvel, or otherwise show anywhere on streaming. That this entire scene was embarrassing. I should have shut it off right then and there. If you can look real close at Agatha's face right there, that's kind of how I felt. I was like, okay, all right, I think we're good here. They get to the end of the Witch's Road, or the end of the segment of the Witch's Road, and we run up against this. They tried to pass this off as an actual in-world image. This was not a painting they were looking at, but they lit it that way. It looked like they were walking into some golden sunlight, like they were on, about to walk to a beach house, and then they walked across some sand and were at the door of a house. No establishing shot, just the doors. Obviously some BS. Didn't work, felt fake, pulled me right out of whatever limited investment I had in the show. What do you want me to do? I mean, do you think with the $150 million that they spend on these shows that they've spent, where have they spent their budget on in the first 3 episodes of the show? Like the rampant special effects? No. The high profile actors that they got to be on the show? No. Like, I don't get it. Like, dude, put some money on the screen for fuck's sake. Other networks, other cable stations, other streaming providers, they all managed to do it. Get it done. No more excuses. So they get inside the magic beach house, and as you can see, all their attire is different. It's super weird. I'm getting the impression based after this episode that all the next few episodes, each one of Agatha's little peeps here are going to have their own stop along the road where where they arrive kind of reflects their own hang up, their own limitation, their own gripe, their own obstacle. I think that's where they're going with that. We walk in here, and Jen here in the white dress here to Agatha's left, or right to us. She even says, oh my God, we're dressed like some of my customers. And of course, she's a clerk or an owner at like a bougie candle witchcraft kind of shop back in town. So it's going to be witchcraft Coven Barbie is what they're going to go here. Everybody's going to have their look changed everywhere they go. Great, fantastic. Who cares? This isn't superhero stuff. It's not Marvel related stuff. There's no tension, no stakes, no nothing going on. There's a riddle. The witches have to solve a riddle together. This is the obstacle that they have to sort so they can progress down the road. There's a clock that just gives them 30 minutes to solve it. It's never really made clear up front what happens if they don't do anything, if they decide to disengage, until Agatha goes ahead and cracks a window, and then they realize they're up against a clock, not only with the challenge itself, which is, I'm not even going to show it, they had to drink poisoned wine and then make a antidote for it. Yeah, that's what they had to do. It was super intriguing, except that it really wasn't. It was really boring. Again, just like the first couple of episodes of the show, they fake like they have a challenge, but then everything they need is present. They don't have to actually apply any kind of critical thinking, any kind of creativity, any kind of teamwork to make anything happen. It goes down as easy peasy. You're telling me I was going to start drinking wine. I'm not even a wine guy, but after about 15 minutes of the show, I was considering getting the cheapest box of crap I could find and just sucking it all down. All right. We get their semi-limited, it was limited attempts at semi-creepiness where they wander about the house looking for the things they need to make the potion, the antidote. And one of the witches sees 1800 Victoria Spain chick ghost. I don't know. Somebody else saw like a ghost of a doctor. I don't know her nationality. I think I had her in a slide here. I'm just going to say the Asian witch. I'm sorry if that sounds rude. She sees a vision of her mother. Of course, that's built into her backstory, that she has issues with separation because mom took off on her or some nonsense like that. It's all over up. There we go. Sorry, it was the next slide. This one. It all goes down in less than 30 minutes. It's pointless. Nobody really struggles. Nobody's ever really in any danger. We get the hilarious side effect portion of the potion that they drink, and it blows them up like 15,000 doses of Botox. But then, of course, that goes away, and they just up against the clock of we need to just do this before we all die. But again, you know they're never really in any kind of peril at all. It doesn't come across as tense. There's really not a whole lot of humor in it. There's really not a whole lot of character building in it for any of the accomplices here. I'll give them a little bit of credit. They seem to be trying to angle towards giving the Agatha character like that she's always looking to run away, that she's always looking to distance herself from being helpful, that she's only out for herself. So they at least took a poke at that, which I guess was okay. It's not enough though. It's really not enough to carry the show because nobody else is doing anything worth a damn. The character that everybody thinks is going to be Wiccan by the end of this didn't really do anything noteworthy either. It's an episode that's full of things that they want you to believe are challenging, but you can't believe are challenging. Like the witches are told, we need to make a potion to act as an antidote to the poison wine we just drank. They're in a house, fully equipped beach house, so we can tell by looking at it that had a corkscrew to open the bottle of wine, but they're at a loss for how to put all the ingredients together to make a potion. Like they're like, what can we use as a cauldron? They of course, opt for the sink, and I'm like, did anybody check under the sink for the fucking for the pot that I'm sure is there? No, they didn't, and that's just how it went down. It just went down all too easy, as I'm sure this show is going to do. Spoilers if you care. Kitty Foreman doesn't make it out through the end of the episode, but I didn't care because I don't think she was a witch anyway. So I don't know, man. There's so much not going on with this show. There's no laughs, there's no scares, there's no eye candy, there's no point. I'm dying to see what the Nielsen's look like for this, and I think the first round should be out in a couple of weeks, and we'll see exactly where this stacks up. But I mean, there's not a whole lot of entertainment value to derive from here. The Catherine Hahn stuff, like whatever she does in other places for like the rom-com stuff that you might find funny, not in play with this character. Aubrey Plaza not in this episode at all. So if you were hoping she showed up and did Aubrey Plaza stuff, you're not even getting that. So I don't know. I think this is where we get off the Agatha All Along trip. We'll have to see. Maybe if next week comes a little hype from other people and they say it's an improvement, I could check that one out. But I think that's going to do it for me with Agatha. It just seems like Agatha. It seems like agony all along at this point. Not a whole lot else going on.